For now, it's time to join Zenret, our beautiful sister, for the Money News highlight. Zenret, take it away.
It's good to see you, Thelma and Patience, and good morning and welcome to the AM News. Now, following recent security challenges in some parts of the country and the need to prevent any security breaches, the Ministry of Education has approved the immediate closure of some federal unity colleges with immediate effect. A statement by the Director of Senior Secondary Education, Binta Abdulkadir, notes that all principals of affected colleges are to ensure strict compliance. Meanwhile, the Defense Industries Corporation DICON D7G, an arm of the Ministry of Defense, says troops require drones for surveillance and advanced warning to curb ambush by terrorists. To meet the need of its troops in the front line, DICON has successfully upgraded and tested some rifles used by troops with precision. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
The nation's security challenges continue to stretch the capacity of the armed forces. From Boko Haram attacks in the northeast to banditry and kidnapping, demands for weapons, ammunition and surveillance equipment on the increase. To address this challenge, the federal government says a major step towards closing this gap is the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria.
The armed forces need more of drones to give them early warning before entering into ambush. So we have in our stock now drones, and we will be assembling more.
We are launching our jet. 160,000 square meter is a private jetty with partner with the government. This 160,000 square meter is 70% will be there for defense industry, for material.
The organization has just concluded an upgrade of rifles for troops, but its officials insist boosting local production will provide steady supply of critical hardware for troops on the front line.
We have assembled the version that is used to be known as AK-103. Large quantity has been assembled so far, and we have successfully upgraded those weapons.
The DICON D7G project is part of a broader effort to modernize Nigeria's defense architecture. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And with the nation's security landscape becoming increasingly complex, the Nigerian Army is intensifying efforts to strengthen the leadership capacity and critical thinking abilities of its personnel. Now, this commitment is reflected in the Leadership Skills Development Course 14, 2025, designed to equip personnel with modern leadership competencies, sharpen their critical thinking skills, and enhance their understanding of interagency collaboration to enhance adaptive leadership for improved operational effectiveness.
Developing result-oriented leadership perspective, skills, and imbibing emotional intelligence, attribute to tackle real and emerging security issues as they emanate among troops and citizenry in your various areas and the country at large.
We just hone their skills in terms of leadership at the tactical level to encourage them to learn how to work in effective teams, know how to build a team, work effectively, and show certain skill sets when it comes to that level. Things like emotional intelligence, empathy, and so on.
The course had 60 participants from the rank of Lieutenant Colonel and its equivalents from across different military units. Now, despite a court ruling on the 20th November 2025 in favor of Nest Oil, permitting access and the continuation of operations in their respective offices, the company staff were prevented from entering their Akin Adeshola Victoria Island, Lagos headquarters on 21st November by security personnel. Now, General Counsel to Nest Oil Abimbola Atitebi made this known at a media briefing in Lagos. Diana Ajale has the details.
In October 2025, Justice Denide Dikpeolu of the Federal High Court, Lagos, granted the Mariva injunction allowing the lenders to take possession of Nes Oil assets, including its headquarters on Victoria Island, and appointed Justice Abubakar Sulu Gambari SAN as a receiver manager to oversee Nes Oil's operations, due to the company's alleged $1 billion and 430 billion naira debt dispute with a consortium of lenders led by FBN Quest Merchant Bank, which the oil and gas company is contesting. In response, Nes Oil claims that the matter is a commercial dispute and is being addressed through legal channels.
The ex parte order of the court that was used as a means, instead of preservation of the subject matter, to seal up the premises and take out workers from legitimate enterprise, was set aside by the Federal High Court. The order having 14 days.
However, in a recent development, Justice Daniel Osiago ordered the vacation of receivership orders, citing that the case should start afresh, while Nes Oil staff are to resume operations in their offices. In spite of this court order, the staff are yet to achieve this, with the presence of heavy security officers who denied them entrance.
The court order had been served on the police yesterday, and the bailiffs came this morning to paste it at the building as is their practice. But we received resistance from the police. They didn't allow us move in. They tear gassed the place, and we had to run for their life.
The order of the court says there is no longer any ex parte order. The police have been asked to vacate the premises.
Nes Oil has, however, stated that the company remains law-abiding and will continue to work with authorities to resolve the issue. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Now, the President Bola Tinubu-led administration is engaging constructively with the American officials at the highest level in correcting the mischaracterization of Nigeria as a country of particular concern through bilateral cooperation and investment decisions. Now, this position was affirmed during a high-level policy training on American foreign policy under the Trump administration, New Realities for African Negotiation, convened by the Ministry of Finance in collaboration with the National Assembly and the Presidency. Joshua Ogunjide reports.
In the past couple of weeks, the decision by President Donald Trump to list Nigeria as a country of particular concern, alleging genocide and systematic persecution of Christians, has raised significant concern across Nigeria's government and her international partners. The training is therefore not merely an academic exercise, as it represents a critical and practical component of Nigeria's national response strategy, designed to equip policymakers, legislators, and negotiators with strategic insights necessary to engage effectively with international partners and safeguard national interest.
We must remain vigilant, well-informed, and proactive in recognizing that effective international engagement requires not only awareness of external developments, but also coordinated internal preparedness to safeguard Nigeria's national interests.
To understand how American foreign policy is formulated in Washington, and also to understand the different institutions that actually play a role in the formulation of American foreign policy.
I think for legislators to be able to engage effectively, data, information, research is critical.
Nigeria is using this forum to reaffirm that killings in the country are not religiously motivated.
We see that relationship with the U.S. They are our great allies.
If you notice, they stopped a lot of aids coming to us. All they are trying to say is that nothing comes to you free. What will they get from your own side?
America's foreign policy is based on what its people want, what would enhance their dominance in the world.
Feelers from this meeting is that the President Donald Trump administration might likely renew AGOA for just 1 year, and after that, the rest will be history. And this is because the President administration in the United States believes in bilateralism, that's bilateral relations rather than multilateral relations.
In all, Nigeria is being accurately represented, effectively defended, and strategically positioned in all engagement with the USA. From the National Assembly Library, Joshua Ogunjide, NTA News.
Now, Nigeria has successfully linked its national electricity grid with other West African countries under the West African Power Pool. The feat, federal government says, will enhance grid stability, reduce the risk of system disturbances, and improve overall reliability of electricity supply. Now, at a media briefing, Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu notes that the development will enable Nigeria rely on regional support during periods of supply shortfall, while also strengthening neighboring networks with the West African sub-region. The Nigerian Independent System Operator NISO recently conducted a test synchronization exercise successfully of the national grid connecting other West African states for the first time in history for hours without interruptions. Now, the feat that marks a major step towards eventual full integration of one regional grid.
Our grid capacity has increased over the last couple of years due to increased investments. One of the major benefits of this synchronization is possibility of export trade.
For 4 unbroken hours, electricity flowed from Nigeria and Niger through the entire West African sub-region, covering 15 countries. The milestone recorded is more than a technical success. It positions Nigeria as a regional power hub.
Nation trial is the primary prerequisite for full participation in the regional electricity market, enabling competitive energy trading, expand commercial agreements, and sustain power exchanges with neighboring countries. Meanwhile, NISO convened stakeholders' engagement with all industry players in the electricity value chain to deepen collaboration for efficient and reliable power sector. And that's it on the AM News. We'll return to Thelma and Patience after this break. Please stay tuned.